Here with head ASU women's lacrosse coach Taryn VanThof Puls, here now entering season 3.
Season 4.
Season 4 here in Tempe. Give us, our viewers at home, an update on where the program's at and how you guys feel about going into this season.
Yeah, continued upward trajectory year after year. I think, the time these seniors were freshmen when I first got here, and so now we're, closing out on their senior year, and I think you're seeing that in the leadership and just the culture and the group moving forward time and time again.
And what's it been like to see this group, the first recruiting class you bring in, and now to see them in their 4th year, their senior year?
Yeah, I think the development piece has been huge for them. I think, you see a lot of strength in that senior class, and that's been time to earn over the years. Some, saw it from freshman year, and some are seeing it finally in their senior campaign. And so I think, it's been fun to see this group really grow.
Yeah, how have you also seen the program grow as you've been able to bring in more talent and try and attract players out west, because this is not exactly the ideal lacrosse area comparatively to the rest of the country.
Yeah, not necessarily a hotbed in terms of, women's lacrosse, but definitely a growing location. I think, last year, if you look at our attendance record, we led the Big 12 in attendance. So for not being in a hotbed and being able to, get people in the butts and seats, I think that's a really huge testament to the growth and the excitement that Sun Devil Lacrosse has.
First Arizona native in program history. What's that mean to you to stay home, play here at ASU, and really help build up this tradition with this program?
Yeah, it means a lot to me because I went to ASU's first ever lacrosse game when I was really little, and me and my sister actually did the halftime show there when they pull the little kids to compete. So the fact that now I'm going into my first season here and I'm actually on the field and just seeing that growth, watching their games over the years, and now I'm here, I'm representing my home state in the NCAA, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, has this kind of been a childhood dream of yours? Take me through how you've been envisioning this.
Definitely. So, playing lacrosse in Arizona is difficult because there's not a lot of club teams, and most of the club teams will only travel to California when a lot of the big recruiting tournaments are on the East Coast. So, around 8th grade, I decided that, I wanted to, play in college and go D1 and, be great. So, I had to play for a club team out of California to get into the recruiting tournaments, but I always knew I wanted to stay, if not ASU, West Coast around here and stay close to home.
Arizona State's a unique program in terms of the rest of the lacrosse landscape. So what really sold you outside of just the beautiful campus itself about the coaching staff and what they're trying to build here?
Yeah, Arizona is a tough place to start women's lacrosse. I would say that. I think it's so inspiring to see Taryn, Caroline, all the other coaches come in and really take such a strong position, and really I think the program has elevated as a whole in the past few years as soon as they came on campus, and I think it's so inspiring to see them really give a state that doesn't have a lot of opportunities so much opportunities with camps, with recruiting girls, bringing more attention and spotlight and funding into lacrosse. I just think it's so inspiring that they came from such high programs to Arizona State, and now they're making it just as good as every other program.
What attracted you to this place?
Yeah, just the opportunity, because there's so much left to do. We want to win a conference championship. We want to make our first NCAA tournament bid, and those things are still hanging there. And we want to be an elite program, and I think we're building to be that.
You mentioned going to that first camp, and now this past season they played for a Big 12 title. What's it been like to see the growth of the program from a program that didn't even exist at one point to now competing for conference championships?
Yeah, Taryn has come in, and over the past 4 years, she's definitely made a big change. Now, when I was younger, you used to not have to pay to get into the lacrosse games, and it was kind of seemed like it was just a not as serious, but I feel it's definitely gotten more serious program, and our coaches keep saying how this year is everybody's locked in.
I'm honestly thrilled and honored. I think it's such a rare and awesome experience to be a part of something bigger. Living in Arizona, it's very much focusing on getting better. You have to turn internal and on yourself. But as soon as I hit this team, it's very external. It's not just what's best for yourself. It's what's best for the 30 other girls that's standing next to you. And I think that's honestly so inspiring to be surrounded by people who love the game as much as I do and give as much as I do. And I'm inspired every single day by every single one of my teammates, and they always push me to become the best version of myself. And I think that's my that will always have such an impact on my life as it is today.
We've shifted into the Big 12 and it's been nothing but elite. And I think that mentality has also shifted for us moving forward. So I think, our kids are excited to compete for Big 12 championships. And, we found ourselves in a championship game last season. We expect to be there again, making a run this year.
Yeah, what was that run like, getting all the way to the championship game and really putting this program into national attention?
Yeah, long time coming, I think. I feel like we felt that and we finally executed at a level that we wanted to be at. And so, our goals moving into the season is Big 12 champs and putting ourselves in an opportunity for an NCAA bid.
Finally, what would be just your message to Sun Devil fans about any people who might be interested in checking out some lacrosse games this year?
Yeah, get to a game. Come experience it for yourself. It is the fastest sport on 2 feet, and our kids play an elite level, and it's really, really, really fun to watch them score goals.